Okay, man. Look who I got on the show today. My guy of 13, 14-year friendship and my man, Nic Levy. What's going on, my brother?
Hey man, appreciate you having me on. Appreciate it. See you doing big things down there in Dallas, so it's nice to see.
I'm just trying to find my little niche, man, I guess from trainer to coach to director. Now I'm the GM.
A little of everything.
I guess I'm that, man. But I still love being around basketball, man. But I want to get into our history a little bit, man. How long we been knowing each other, and when did it start? When did we first meet?
Gosh, that must have been 2014, 15, maybe 14. Yeah, probably 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah. Long, yeah. 12. When our daughters was balling against each other, and
Yeah.
we went. You were on the Adidas circuit, and then it
Yeah.
went from there. And then, the friendship kind of just bonded from there. We went to the Adidas national stuff, and then we did the Adidas Euro camp stuff, and it was just a good times, man. I really enjoyed our friendship, and heck, I could even when we went to Houston to the boys' side.
Yeah, for Adidas Nations.
Adidas Nations, and we went down there, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool, man. So I want the people to give a little history of our history before we get into it, man. Yeah. But when did you start your club? And let's get into that, Nick. When you start the club, the name, and all of that. Yeah, I ain't gonna. I used to mess with you and call you a different name, so I ain't going there.
Used to mess with you. What did you used to call us? What was it called? What was it? It was a California team.
Yeah, it was a team out of Walnut Creek. God, I can't think of the MV Flight or something like that.
Yeah, MV Flight. That's what it was.
Yeah, I was like, man, Nick, MV Flight. Nah.
No, we started, what was it, 2010, we were a 3-on-3 team. So Sydney was a big soccer player. And she was really good at soccer. And soccer is not the most fun sport for me to watch personally. So I was like, hey, you know how cool it is when you score like 2 goals in a soccer game? And like in basketball, you can make like 10, 15. And I'm like, and then so I got her sold on that. So we started off a little 3-on-3 team locally. We called ourselves Oshkosh Flight at the time. And then, then she tried out for AAU, and there wasn't anything that was like cutthroat competitive. And it was a young age. I mean, Sid was younger, but like watching at their older ages, what they were doing there was kind of like sign up and play. And so we there was, a hole in the market a little bit here where we're located. And so like we took advantage of that and kind of grew it. And, competitive players that started signing up, and it was awesome. I mean, it went from 1 3-on-3 team to 1 5-on-5 team to, I think it was like 3 teams that we had. And then it was like 8. And I think the most we ever had this season was like 18, 16, and then that was way too much for me. So
yeah, he was trying to coach all 18 teams. Hey, girl dads out there, he was trying to coach all the teams.
I like to coach. That was a lot though. Not legit all 18, but yeah.
When did you change the name? When did you change the name to
from Oshkosh Flight to Wisconsin Flight, or what?
Wisconsin Flight. Yep.
Probably our second year in. Like once we weren't like Oshkosh Flight. So we have a big thing here in Oshkosh. It's called EAA. It's the largest, we're the busiest airport in the world for 1 week here in Oshkosh. So we just called it Oshkosh Flight just for, something that was symbolic to who we were and where we're located. And then we went to Wisconsin Flight just because we pulled kids from further away. The 3-on-3 team was just some local Wisconsin kids from Oshkosh. Yeah. And then we went broader. And so we just switched our name at that point.
Yeah, at that point you start getting into the real good players. I'm gonna be real, man. I can't even remember beating you when we used to come up. I don't think I ever beat you at West when we used to meet up.
No, probably not.
Now look at it. All right, I'm gonna be real. I didn't get you. You used to have your little stuff. We used to get us, man. We used to always meet like in the quarterfinals or semifinals.
Yeah, we always met later in the further in the tournament. Joey got me once. Joey and Shane got me one time, and then I got them. I think we're 1-1. I think that's what we were.
I know. I never got you, and I kept bumping into Nick, man. I'm like, man, Nick, man, you got to get off this circuit. No, for real, man. Let's keep this thing flowing. Let's have a toast to our friendship over the years. Come on now. There you go. I'm gonna hit the screen. Yeah. Me and Nick having a whiskey. We go way back. Like I said, Europe.
Oh yeah. We had a lot of whiskey in Europe.
You spent time, yeah. No, you know what you did? You try to hang out with the brothers and drink that Hennessy. I'm gonna tell you, girl dads, he tried to hang out with the brothers and drink Hennessy, right?
I held my own. I held my own.
I ain't even gonna bring that story up. Y'all know, brothers. No,
not so much.
Cool. You better be cool trying to drink that Hennessy. And I can't think of that dad, man. He was from Philadelphia. He brought the Hennessy out, and you just thinking you gonna jump on Hennessy.
I paid the price the next day.
Paid the price
no question about that. I was a hurting unit for the next 24 hours.
I know, man. That was fun, man. I got that on camera. I want you to know I got video.
Delete that. Delete that right away.
No. Man, you're the only guy, the only program that's been on all 3 circuits, and you got good knowledge about that. So let's get into that a little bit, man. The three circuits. You can start on either one you want, but you started with Adidas.
Yeah.
Went from Adidas to Under Armour. Went from Under Armour to EYBL. I guess the ultimate league. So tell me what's that like, and the difference between them. You don't have to throw no trash at them. Don't be like my boy Marlon.
No, I ain't throwing shit anyway.
But, but you can keep it real. It's a real show here. So go ahead.
No, I think they all have their own points. So you got to remember, like when we first started as a club, we went out to Boo Williams. We were independent. We were a young team. We went out to Boo, and that was our first little taste that I saw personally, and our players saw of a circuit. Nike was the only one at the time. And, they had the banners. They really did a great job with everything. So like that, obviously they were the first to it. And they crushed it. Like they were the first ones. They were the pioneers for that. Right. And going to Boo, which is, obviously I got to meet Boo, and Boo's a great guy and he's a legend. But going there, you kind of, that's what the dream is, right? Like you go there and you're like, this is where we want to end up being. Like, this is the stage we want to play on. And obviously with I think we're in our second or third year, we have no chance of making it in there right off the bat. We're too young anyway. We don't have any good teams like at the higher level for high school. And then as we played for a few more years, we got Adidas's attention. And they were like the only other circuit available. And Mike did a great job. For it was Nike and Adidas. Those were the two, and Nike was the standard. And to keep up with that was just extremely difficult task to do. But like he did a great job. Like he was innovative in itself. Like he did the Italy trip every single year. That was kind of a cool thing that found a niche on. He did All-American camp, which was awesome. And then we got to meet a lot of great people. That's how we met, was Adidas. I would say like one of the greatest things that I got to do.
Man, you got to put Joey in there, man. Joey was the founder of it. Joey's a
GOAT. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a small
Mike, but you got to pump Joey, man. He
love Joey.
He started that, man.
Yeah.
He started.
Joey was he was the great Wizard of Oz. He was behind the curtain. Yeah. No one knew it was Joey. Like he hid that
gauntlet. Well. He started the gauntlet and the what was his name? The gauntlet and the platinum division. Then we went to 3SSB. But Joey was the one that put it together, I say.
Well, he was the one who did all the scheduling. He did all the organizing. He did a lot of the getting the great teams over there.
Yes.
He was, like I said, he was the guy behind the curtain that no one knew was really running it.
Right.
And Mike, I have nothing bad to say about Mike. Mike did a lot of stuff. Like he's the one who pieced together like the Italy trips, and he did all those things that were above and beyond that helped grow the game of the game of girls basketball. So like they all have their like pieces, and they all like those things all help grow everything. And then obviously we went to Under Armour with Shockett, who's still a really good friend of mine too. And he kept pushing the boundaries too. Like he kept growing the game. They had Steph Curry camp where it was nice, where they had an NBA player, Curry got to go there for select players. And they were innovative in their side of things where they, they made like all-star stuff. They made 3-point competitions at nationals, like things like that were just innovative and that were made the experience better and kept pushing everyone's like up and up and up. Right.
Was that Maddie, right? Maddie Shockett. Let the dads know. Let who you talking about, Maddie. Yep.
And then obviously now we're Nike, and Nike, obviously it's a dream of our program. Like going back to the whole Boo Williams, and I still remember looking at those banners and being like, this is where we want to eventually be. Like this is our goal, and we did it a unique way. I think we are the only club, boys or girls, that have done all three, and then we kind of like, for lack of a better term, kind of climbed the ladder to get there. Heather kept showcasing what we're able to do. Our girls kept doing it, and then now it's a surreal feeling. Like the girls are really happy with where we're at. I'm happy with where we're at. Jill does a fantastic job of running it. One of the few things that I don't get, like, I would say the benefit of it is like, all three circuits had 32 teams, And so I got to meet like about 100 awesome directors from around the country who are very well connected, who are really, really good people, who are awesome. Like that's a unique thing that like a lot of people don't have that experience.
Hey, who has the most coolest directors and funniest? You know where it came from. Don't even try it.
Nope. No, I'm not going there. There's great people on all of those. Like there's a reason why the girls game is growing. And I think the directors, the people that are in there for the most part, I won't say everyone, but I think the directors are a massive part of that. And
man.
I can say I'm lucky
totally
to know
agree
a lot
on that on all circuit levels. You got great directors and they pull it together. You have camaraderie, you're sharing ideals, you know. It's good stuff. I got to drop a name though for you because he jumped with you from Adidas when you left with Steve.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Steve jumped with you, and then John jumped with you, and then that's like, oh my God, Nic's taking all the guys.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
No, I know. You know, I had to put some spark in the show and say, Nic, Nic had all those guys leaving, man. As soon as Nic left, everybody started leaving. But you know, it's all good, man. It's just evolution of the game, and the women's basketball is in such a good space, as Brandon Clay says. You know, we were in an interview and we talked about that. The women's basketball is in such a good space, and it's just unlimited now to where it's going. So that's
the growth of it since in 15 years has been ridiculous. Like it's been astronomical, and it's so much of what's available to the kids now. It was never available. It wasn't even available almost 5-6 years ago, right? Like, I mean, the growth, the speed of the growth of the game has been amazing recently. So it's awesome.
No, I'm so happy to be involved with girls basketball right now. And I was talking with my boy AD Antonio Davis about that same topic about girls basketball. I said, D, you gonna get back in? He's like, man, I love to do girls basketball again, man. I was like, he ain't gonna get back in. You too busy with the NBA, you know, back in with the girls. But he definitely thought that it was a great conversation. And then, like I said, BC Brandon dropped some nuggets on girls basketball and all the ladies under 25 that are doing some big time things. You know, not just players. You know, you look at Abuma Gay and all of them, and Kay, and what's the other young lady that's on the show? She went to Tennessee, Andrea. Their show is on fire, man. So ladies is just doing things. I'm gonna get some props out to 365 Hoops, girl. I want you on the show. When you see it, get on the show. 365. Let's talk hoops. I'm gonna plug you. So, but yeah, ladies, this hoop is doing a real good thing, man. So the future of women's basketball, man, is I enjoy it, man. I just had, like I said earlier, when you asked me what I've been into, I'm trying to find my niche in it and do my thing. I still love being around it, man.
It's amazing. It's so much fun to be around. There's so many good people involved that are trying to help grow it, and the girls' game is just skyrocketing up right now.
Yeah. Well, let's tap into some more subjects that you're familiar with. I know you and I talked about the scouting service and the recruiting service, and we won't get into the other stuff, but you dabbed your feet, you put your feet in the water on some scouting and some recruiting, man. What's your thing on that with ESPN? Let's talk about ESPN and how they're doing. And you know those guys over there, you know them very well.
Yeah, I mean, they have a hard job. I mean, there's nothing simple about that. Like I wouldn't want their job. I mean, everything you're doing is getting critiqued and it gets pushed. And then I think the top few are probably easier to pick from. I think once you start going beyond, 15 to 35, 40 are probably very similar. And then 40 to probably 100, some are extremely similar. And like trying to figure out who goes where and how that positioning goes, that's not a job I would want for sure. Yeah, and I've kind of gone on that. Like I used to be in that world a little bit more.
I know your history.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's easy to be, to sit back and sit on your couch and be like, man, it's a horrible. Why would that person be there? But then when you're actually doing all the analysis and you see how close these kids really are, it's difficult to do. But you got to put faith in it too, and knowing a lot of those guys that run the ESPN things and. Like just in general scouting reports, you hope that they are helping promote the kids that, maybe are ranked a little lower and all that kind of stuff. And everything I've known about those guys, they do a great job at kind of promoting it, even if they're not on there right now. Like sometimes if you follow it, like follow the top 20 some kids as a freshman and see how many are top 20 when they're juniors. Like they do a good job of evolving that list. Like people are all like, oh, I'm not on the list. I should be on this list. And a freshman, and there's only 20 kids. And I'm like, that's not the list you want to be on. You want to be on the final list. Like you want to be on the one in 3 years from now that comes out. So,
right. Definitely.
I put too much stock in the bottom one, but I know historically they've done a solid job of figuring it out over the years. I just don't put a lot of stock in the freshmen, like the first few that they do, because it's so hard to do.
Yeah. And ladies basketball, girls, you don't know. You don't know. It's a year-to-year thing, so you don't know. They 1 year girls be booming and they hot, and then they don't want to play anymore. I'm tired of basketball. That's how some ladies will get to. I'm burnt out. I don't want to do it anymore. But yep. I'm gonna make a little joke on here with you too. You remember what they used to say, man? The guys over at ESPN be like, man, tell your boy over there, Nick. Tell your boy, I know what your boy said at Nick. That's an inside joke, and over there at ESPN, those dudes like, me and Nick, they be like, yeah, you and your boy Nick. I'll tell you that.
And those guys I know those guys really well. I know all those guys super well, and I keep it real with them, whether, and they do the same with me. So
yeah, we didn't drop names. We could be like,
they're good people. We
could be like Smoke and Jackson and them dudes and drop some names on them, but we kept it professional.
Yeah. We go back too far. That's the thing.
Yeah, we know what some skeletons are. Nick and I know where a few skeletons are, so we did good, man. Let's do this too, man. You got some players, man. Your tree got some ballers on there.
Yep.
You got the players, man. So how you feeling about the transfer portal stuff? I seen a couple of your girls in there over the last 36 months, and a lot of people don't know. When I see them in there, you're one of your first big time players, but she finished up at Iowa. I liked her. Warnick, was one of your big time players. She spent 4 years at Iowa. She didn't hit the portal. I don't think it was as volatile as it is now. But Warnick was one that come to mind. Mm-hmm. Sid. I think did Sid transfer to Green Bay, Wisconsin?
Yeah,
she made a transfer move, which is your daughter, Sid. She transferred. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head.
We had Jordan Melmans just transferred from Butler to Marquette. We had Gabby Wilkie just go from South Dakota to Butler, and then we had McKenna Johnson just went from Minnesota to Butler. We had the Pepler sisters both went to Green Bay. They were Milwaukee to Green Bay.
Right. I cannot believe you're not dropping your girl. I'm not even gonna say her name. You better drop her. Because she transferred too.
Who's transferred?
Come on, that already transferred, please. Come on, Donarski, please.
Donarski from Iowa State. No, that wasn't this year though. That was
not this year, but I was talking about totality.
Oh, totality,
yeah.
She went from Iowa State.
She's a baller at North Carolina. She's like, she was ready to do it.
She had a good career both places.
Yeah. So that's good stuff, man. Also, man, let's. What do you think about treating college players as pros, man? The top end, BC and I talked about that too. You got to go on, the Girl Dad podcast and pull it up, y'all. That Brandon Clay and I talked about treating college kids as pros. It's just that's what it's
like
going
contract wise, and all that kind of stuff, and like sign them the 2-year contracts or whatever.
Yes. We hit the 2-year thing, and then on your 3rd year, you can either transfer, or buy out. A school want to buy you out. We want a whole professional type setup. I think it's coming to that, Nick. And I talked to BC about it. I think it's coming to that.
Yeah, that would. I don't know. Right now, it's such a wild west of game. Like, it's so stuff. It's in its 3rd year, 4th year, 3rd year. So, it's things are going to change, things are going to evolve, and all that kind of stuff. So, is that the answer? I don't know. Like, I just know that right now, it's the wild west. Like, some kids are going into the portal and committing to another program the next day and already sending NIL stuff. So, it's like that stuff is already going behind. So you're going to eliminate the tampering behind it in the conversations. I don't know if that's the solution. I don't know. Or does it make it worse with, we'll do a buyout? Well, how did you get to the buyout part? Like, how do you even get to that conversation without talking to other schools that it's an option? Like,
you call Nick and you call some guys, you talk to you get you somebody, a GM, and you talk to them and that's how that's going to work. You're going to talk.
Yeah, I think there's got to be something
for
something that has to. I mean, things will evolve and things will get figured out, but I don't know what the answer is on that.
Well, they can't. Man, you can't just jump. So I'm to the point like pros. I have you under contract for 24 months. So if you want to leave, buy me out, or if that school wants you, buy me out. Same as the coaches. I mean, it's gonna get there. I really do. I think later on it's gonna get to that point where those high-end kids are gonna be all of them gonna be under contract. You're not gonna just jump on me every year. And it has to get some consistency on that. I think you just have to be more consistent. But I get it. There's a lot of smarter people than you and I, and it's above our pay grade that's gonna have to figure that out, man. So
so many people take that like a negative, right? Like your general fan who maybe doesn't know as much as it. And like the nice thing about it is it does keep accountability on the coaches, right? Like,
say that. Preach. Yeah. Say that.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where like, hey, if you promise me a bunch of things and I get on campus and I'm not happy there anymore, and this isn't what I signed up for, you shouldn't have to stay there. So I don't know if 2 years is so you should have to stay there, even though like that wasn't what you're told. So I think the accountability part is something that I think is a good part for the game.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah,
I'm on board with that. If you tell me this and I get there and it's not that, and or it's a situation I picked the wrong school. Some kids just don't do their homework. Some parents don't do the homework and they pick the wrong school. And I can get out of here. And if you sign a 2-year deal, then whoever you want gonna have to buy you out. And get you there. So I think they headed that way, man. But let's talk about this transformation of MV Wisconsin flight. I was about to call you MV flight out of Walnut Creek. Let's talk about how that came to fruition, Nick. Because when I'm looking in the gym, I'm like, man, I'm looking on the jerseys. I'm like, but I see Nick on the sideline. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Wisconsin flight. What's up?
Yeah. No, I mean it's a conversation. But yeah, I mean,
is that one we got to stop, pause, and come back on?
No, it's all good. It's one that I've had to explain 7,000 times.
Well, just shorten it up because we don't want to do it. Shorten it up because people know how it came to fruition, and then talk about how your boy, from the Pacers are involved in your program. Just tighten it up. People want to know.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, we were affiliated with Tyrese Halliburton, and we had a great relationship with him. And then he basically signed a different shoe contract and was no longer with Nike. And so then we basically just did a name change. Basically, that's the very shortened version of it.
Who did he sign with? Puma?
Yeah.
So you're not jumping to the new Puma League?
Oh my gosh,
because the new Puma League is coming, Nick. You know that.
I think it already exists right now.
Well, it's coming, and I was on the show. Guess who was on the show talking about it?
Who's that?
Joey Simmons.
And Joey was.
I said, Joey, so you're going to if Puma comes to you and offers you the job to come over and rebuild that thing and get it right, would you take it? Carrie, Carrie, I'm a businessman. And if it helps my kids, my family. I said, Joey, you built the Adidas circuit. You could take the Puma circuit and make it happen.
Yeah, so, I'm sure Shaka's taking care of Joey pretty good.
Oh, yeah. He mentioned that. He said, Maddie's doing me what? Matt? Well, man, that Joey that's how this stuff works.
Yeah.
We could talk about that stuff off this camera. That's how this stuff works.
I love where we're at. I mean, obviously that's the crazy part is, and the reason why I'm kind of like that is because that's what everyone always says. Like, are you going to go where he is now? And I'm like, I've known Ty for a long, long time. I've known him since he was a little kid. He used to work our events. He used to do admissions. He used to do some of our social stuff and take videos for us. Like, I've known him since he was a kid. He was classmates with Sydney growing up and stuff like that. And as they played, they support each other. So I've known him for a long, long time.
Is he overrated?
But so many people ask us that same question, and it's just like going back to what I said earlier. Like, we're happy with where we're at. It's kind of going back to that Boo feel and that nostalgia of going there. Jill's been nothing but great. I mean, Jill's amazing there. So no.
Well, you didn't hear me slip that in. It was a
What'd
joke.
you say? I didn't hear anything.
Is he overrated?
Is who? Ty?
Yeah.
when he heard that he's overrated, I'll tell you what, he's been playing amazing basketball. So.
That's why I said that, because I'm like, okay, you gonna call me? I'm overrated, huh? All right, I got y'all now.
He feeds off that stuff, man.
He's
like
on fire, man.
He doesn't get upset about it. He feeds off that stuff.
Yeah, he's on fire, man.
So. I love him though. I'm taking Pacers in 6. I won 6.
Yeah, he's going Pacers.
All day. I would never bet against Ty. Never bet against.
We were in Indiana together too. We got some history. We did Indiana. We were out there balling in a tournament out in Indiana. I do remember that too, man. But man, that's good stuff, man. I'm glad you coming through and you dropped some knowledge. But there's other stuff that, folks, let me tell you, Nic holding back. He's holding back. He's holding back.
What am I holding back on?
He's like, he's being Obama. He's playing the presidential role. You know, he got some nuggets though. He knows a lot of good stuff, man. But he's a good dude. We go way back, like I said, man. And dads in Wisconsin. If you're trying to find a team, make sure you get up with now. What do you call now, team? Because
Prime Nation.
Prime Nation, Nic, man. So that's saying you ain't going to Puma then, right?
Not going to Puma. I'm very, very happy. Very happy with where we're at.
Right, so you at Nike, man. I got you. Well, I tell you what, man, we got to land this plane a little bit, or you and I'll be sitting around drinking whiskey, talking all night.
Let's do it.
Let's let's as a dad, because I know you're a girl dad too, and you got and my signature question is if you can give the guys and the dads out there a nugget about this thing that you've been through into the last 15 years. What's the nugget that you give to these dads?
Yeah. I'll say when all the boring, like it's not boring, but it's something that people don't do is, enjoy the process, all that fun stuff. But I would say the biggest thing is, like, especially if you work out with your daughter, I think one of the biggest turning points that Sydney and I had was when we did do workouts, like basketball workouts. They would get intense, like they would be intense workouts for hours, and then it would carry over. That intensity would carry over when you get home and all that kind of stuff. And like you just never kind of took off that hat. And so one of the things we did in our house is that we had a rule that we both had to be wearing our basketball hats or have our dad-daughter hats. And if we're not wearing either of them, we're just dad-daughter. So like if you're not having one, you just default that. So we'd work out, it'd be intense, and we'd be like taking our basketball hats off. And that means that there's no basketball discussion. If you are heated, you let it go. You're not dragging anything off, and just learning to take when to put the hat on and when to take it off. And what you realize when you do that stuff is you take it off a lot more. Like watching games, you take the hat off. You just support your daughter. Enjoy it. One of the things is you'll remember all of it, but emotion carries with memories, right? Like it's one of those things where if you're always mad and you're always criticizing the coach, or you're always frustrated of how she's playing, you can remember those days, but you'll also remember the emotion that you carried with it. And you want that to be a happy feeling, because it goes fast, so fast. And you don't get that time back, right? So enjoy the moments, take that coaching hat off and put that parent hat on and show them some love. And, that's the key. I would, when we figured that part out, it was like basketball was better, like the house relationship and everything like that.
Figured it out too, Nic.
Everything was really good. Like that's the biggest part, is learning when to just be a dad.
Dad. And you got that girl dads out there. Just be dad. I'm giving y'all nuggets, and my boy's giving y'all nuggets, man, from experience. So just hey guys, take that knowledge right there. Guy Earl dropped some similar stuff, man. So take that knowledge, guys, girl dads, and help you save some stress. All right. So, hey, Nic, thanks a lot, man. I'll see you in Vegas. We'll connect in Vegas, and then we'll connect in Chicago. I won't see you. I know how you do me in Chicago. You big time me. So but I will run into you in Vegas.
I coach two teams. I have to do scouts on film for 2 teams. I'm busy. I'm working.
You're big time in Chicago. I ain't gonna worry about it. But I'm gonna track you down in Vegas.
As long as there's AC in Vegas, I'll go wherever there's AC when we're in Vegas.
Oh yeah, but I'll be there for a couple of days, and hopefully I'll catch you, and we can link up, man, and do something, man. But I really appreciate you over the years. You kind of big time me there for a little bit. I'd call you up and you'd be on radio silent. I'm like, what's up with Nic? I remember when he didn't have this, he ain't calling me back. What's going on, Nic? And I'm not talking
like
about
11 at night, Noble. You call me
right? And I'm gonna close on this. I'm not talking about the other Nick. I'm talking about this Nick, and now you reading between the lines.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about, Noble.
Yeah, you do. You know the other Nick. So, man, thanks a lot for coming, Nick. And I know we pulled it together.